From these, it appears that the souls, as soon as they have been separated from the body, are rendered immovable according to their will. Namely, that the will of man cannot be changed any further, neither from good to evil, nor from evil to good. For as long as the soul can be changed from good to evil or from evil to good, it is in a state of combat and warfare, for it must diligently resist evil, lest it be conquered by it, or try to be freed from it. But as soon as the soul is separated from the body, it will not be in a state of warfare or combat, but of receiving reward or punishment for what it has fought legitimately or illegitimately. For it has been shown that it immediately receives either reward or punishment. Therefore, the soul can no longer be changed according to the will, either from good to evil or from evil to good. Again, it was shown in the third that the happiness which consists in the vision of God is perpetual, and in the same way it was shown that eternal punishment is due to mortal sin. But the soul cannot be happy if its will is not right, for it ceases to be right by the fact that it turns away from the end. But it cannot be at the same time that he is turned away from the end and enjoys the end. It is necessary, therefore, that the rectitude of the will in the blessed soul should be perpetual, so that it cannot be transformed from good into evil. Further, naturally, a rational creature desires to be happy, whence it cannot will not to be happy. It is possible, however, by the will to be turned away from that in which true happiness consists, which is the will being perverse. And this indeed happens because that in which there is true happiness is not apprehended under the reason of happiness, but something else in which the disordered will is deflected as if towards an end. For example, he who sets his end in bodily pleasures esteems them as the best, which is the reason of happiness. But those who are already blessed grasp that in which there is true happiness under the concept of happiness and the ultimate end. Otherwise, the appetite would not rest in this, and consequently, they would not be happy. Whoever, therefore, is blessed cannot divert his will from that in which is true happiness. Therefore, they cannot have a perverted will. Again, he who is satisfied with what he has does not seek anything outside of himself. But whoever is happy, that in which there is true happiness is sufficient for him. Otherwise his desire would not be fulfilled. Therefore whoever is happy seeks nothing else that does not belong to that in which true happiness consists. But no one has a perverse will except in that he wills something that is contrary to that in which true happiness consists. Therefore no one's happy will can be changed into evil. In addition, sin does not occur in the will without some ignorance of the understanding. For we will nothing but the good, the truth, or the apparent, because of which it is said, Proverbs 14:22, those who work evil go astray. And the Philosopher Ethics 3 says that every evil person is ignorant, but the soul which is truly blessed can in no way be ignorant when it sees in God all that pertains to its perfection. Therefore in no way can he have an evil will, especially when that vision of God is always in action, as was shown in the third. Still, our understanding may be mistaken about certain conclusions before a resolution is made in the first principles, in which resolution already made, we have a knowledge of the conclusions, which cannot be false. But as the beginning of demonstration is in the speculative, so the end is in the appetitive. So long as we do not attain the ultimate end, our will can be perverted, but not after the ultimate end has been attained, which is desirable for its own sake, as the first principles of demonstrations are known by themselves. Further, good as such is lovable, Therefore, that which is apprehended as the best is the most lovable. But the happy rational substance, seeing God, apprehends him as the best. Therefore he loves him most. Now this is the reason of love, that the wills of those who love themselves are in conformity. Therefore the wills of the blessed are most conformable to God, which makes the will upright, since the divine will is the first rule of all wills. Therefore the wills of those who see God cannot become perverted. Again, as long as something is born to be moved to another, it does not yet have an ultimate end. If, therefore, the blessed soul could still be transformed from good into evil, it would not yet be at its last end. This is contrary to the concept of happiness. It is evident, therefore, that the souls which immediately after death become blessed are rendered immutable according to their will.